Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to change the way you look at this squad. We've got a 7th-round rookie absolutely torching the stats of a running back, making $37 million more than him, and that's not an exaggeration. I'll show you the numbers straight up. But that's not all while everyone was busy ripping on our GM. He was working a master plan that now has the Commanders leading the entire NFL in rushing yards. And if you think that's all, just wait till you hear the drama at wide receiver. Because the return of our stars could flip the script for 2 young studs who've been lighting it up. Stick around because this is exclusive info and you're hearing it here first. Let me kick things off with something that might sound impossible, but it's dead real. Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, our rookie running back picked with the 245th pick in round 7, is literally outclassing Saquon Barkley in every stat that matters. And when I say outclassing, I'm being literal, not dramatic. Check these numbers and just try not to get chills. Crosky-Merritt's got more rushing yards and more touchdowns than Barkley, and he's done it with 40 fewer carries. 40 fewer? Let that set in. He's broken twice as many tackles as Barkley. That's right. Double. His yards per carry are more than twice the former generational Penn State prospect. And his Pro Football Focus grade? 30 points. Yeah, 30 higher than Saquon. Here's the part that's really got me fired up. After the game against the Chargers, Sterling Z from Pro Football and Sports Network dropped an analysis that deserves to be on the front page of every sports section out there. Crosky-Merritt posted a 71.4% rushing success rate, tied with Kareem Hunt for the highest of any player that week. He was 3rd in average yards before contact at 2.64, and in yards after contact at 5.29. Now listen up, because this is where it gets historic. Crosky-Merritt has the highest RBI rating of the entire season at 94.2. That's currently the 2nd best season-long grade for a rookie running back since 2013. Just behind Devon Achane's 95.9 from 2023. I think we're witnessing something special. I'm telling you, it's not every day you see a 7th-round rookie not just hanging but dominating from day one. And now let me ask you, how many times have we seen a team dig up a gem like this in the late rounds? The Commanders are trying to ease him in, but it's getting tougher every week to keep him under the radar. And it's not just what he's doing on the field. Nike just inked him to a sponsorship deal, a legit reward for his wild rise to relevance. Momentum is everything in this game, and Crosky-Merritt is riding the wave. Meanwhile, Saquon Barkley, the Eagles are sitting at 4-1, but he's struggling to hit anywhere near the highs from his first year in Philly. They might be stacking up wins, but not everything's smooth in that house. Closed-door meetings with key guys, knocks against the new offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo's scheme, and barely scraping by every Sunday has been the story for that squad. Now, let's talk the money difference, because this is straight up wild. The Eagles handed Barkley a 2-year $41.2 million extension this offseason, locking him up through 2029. Crosky-Merritt, taken at pick 245, is on a 4-year rookie deal worth $4.3 million, with just $105,428 guaranteed. Plain and simple. Crosky-Merritt is outplaying Barkley, and he's doing it at a $37 million discount. $37 million. Let that one ring out. Our guy's putting up more than one of the league's top paid backs, and we're only putting down a fraction of the price. Now I know what some of y'all are thinking. It's early. Maybe this hot streak fades. Maybe Crosky-Merritt settles down over time. But let me tell you, there's nothing right now that says this can't be the launch pad to a payday, and maybe one of the biggest draft heists in modern times. Time will tell. But right now, Commanders fans are loving every minute of Crosky-Merritt, shining at the expense of our bitter divisional rival. And I think this is just the beginning. This kid's got something special. That mindset, that drive you just can't teach. Now let's pivot to something that sparked controversy, caused debate, and left a lot of folks questioning this franchise's direction. Let's talk Adam Peters and his move to trade Brian Robinson Jr. to the San Francisco For Niners. When Adam Peters rolled into Washington, he quickly built a reputation for being no nonsense around the league. The Commanders saw what they needed to put this franchise back on track as a legit contender. The GM has done all that and more, but it sure hasn't come without taking some risks. Peters stands by his moves. He won't hesitate to pull the trigger on any player if he thinks it's best for the team. The jury's still out on a few deals, but others are already paying off big. And let me say, one off-season gamble is fast looking like a stroke of genius. Most fans figured Brian Robinson Jr. would play out the last year of his rookie contract, with the back expected to anchor the run game in 2025. He got big praise for his renewed focus and improvement from offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury all offseason. But Peters had a different vision. Last year's starter was dealt to the Niners for a sixth-rounder. Eyebrows were raised, and the media and fans alike lit into that move. Robinson had his downsides, sure, but the Commanders weren't all that loaded behind him. Those concerns only ramped up when Austin Eckler, taking over as the top back after Robinson, tore his Achilles in Week 2 against the Green Bay Packers. Pretty much everyone expected a panic signing. But aside from bringing Chase Edmonds to the practice squad, Peters didn't do anything. Now let me ask you, how many G-Miz have the guts, the confidence, and the calm to not panic and rush a move? There was real belief in the scheme and in the guys Washington already had. Even when star QB Jaden Daniels missed 2 games with a messed up knee, the ground game didn't miss a beat. Now it's leading the league. These numbers are insane. The Commanders are first in rushing yards per game at 156.4, even though they're only 16th in attempts per game. They're also tops in yards per carry at 5.9, fourth in rushing touchdowns per game at 1.4, and seventh in rushing first downs per game at 7.6. It's been a remarkable start, sparked by a 7th-round rookie, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and boosted by contributions from Chris Rodriguez Jr. and Jeremy McNichols. This is not a one-man show. It's a well-oiled unit with multiple guys making it happen. And here's what most folks won't say out loud. Robinson's managed just 108 rushing yards and no touchdowns on 27 carries so far. With Christian McCaffrey running the show in San Fran, Robinson was always going to be the backup. Whether he does enough to get another shot with the Niners is still up in the air. I think Peters knew exactly what he was doing. When you've got a plan and you trust it, you don't let the noise throw you off. He got roasted for that decision, but the head man upstairs looks pretty sharp right now. So let me ask you, how often do you see a GM make an unpopular call that turns out to be spot on? Peters is proving why Washington trusted him, why he got the keys to this house, why they bet on his vision. This Commanders run game isn't just working, it's steamrolling. And it all started with one controversial decision that now looks genius. That's the kind of leadership, that kind of vision, that separates good G-Miz from great ones. Let's shift gears and talk about what's going down in our receivers room. The Commanders got a huge boost heading into their Week 5 clash with the Chargers, getting star quarterback Jaden Daniels back in the lineup. And it looks like even more help could be on the way. Wideouts Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown are both trending toward possible returns for this Monday night football matchup with the Chicago Bears. Brown's already back at practice. And Coach Dan Quinn feels good about McLaurin's chances too, if Washington gets McLaurin and Slash or Brown back on the field. It's going to set up an intriguing decision with the young guns who stepped up in their absence. Second-year pro Luke McCaffrey and rookie 4th-rounder Jalen Lane have been coming up big lately with a short-handed offense. Now comes the next step in their growth. And this is the real test. Balling out when your competition is on the bench is one thing. Doing it when the vets are back? That's how you show you belong. That's how you become cornerstones. It goes without saying that getting McLaurin back, whether it's this week or not, will be huge for Washington. Even if it means fewer chances for McCaffrey and Lane, the 2-time Pro Bowler is Daniels' go-to guy, especially in the red zone and on deep throws. He had a slow start before the injury, but being on the field will help him find his groove. Brown, though, is a bigger question in terms of what he brings to the offense. Sure, it'd be cool to see him back against the Bears. That's the team he caught the last-second touchdown against last season. But he hasn't added much in 2025 so far, with just 3 grabs for 36 yards in 2 games. So, what happens if Brown comes back and cuts into the snaps for McCaffrey and Lane? That's not a good look for the young guys. On the flip side, if the vet steps up, it just means more firepower for Washington. As long as someone's balling out behind McLaurin and Deebo Samuel Sr., I think Washington needs to be ready for the chance that Brown might not have much left. If that's the case, McCaffrey and Lane need to keep finding ways to impact the game and lock down roles as building blocks for the future. No matter what happens, that's the dilemma that comes with success. It's the kind of problem offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury wants to have. When young players are breaking out and the vets are coming back, those decisions get tough. And let me say, those calls will define the depth of this roster the rest of the season. McCaffrey and Lane have made the most of their chances. They flash when given a shot. Now they have to prove they can keep balling out when the competition turns up. When the vets are healthy, when every snap's a fight. So now I'm asking you, are these young guys ready for the challenge? I believe they are. I've seen the work, the prep, the fire. But believing's not enough. You gotta go out and do it. If McCaffrey and Lane can still make plays with McLaurin and Brown back, this receiver's room gets way more dangerous. If not, then you gotta wonder if they're really ready to be full-time pieces in this attack. These dudes shouldn't see the return of the stars as a threat. It's a chance. A chance to learn from the best, a chance to step up, a chance to prove they belong at this level. So let me wrap this up, because these 3 stories are connected in ways you might not have realized. We've got a 7th-round rookie outshining one of the league's highest-paid backs. We've got a GM who made a controversial move that now looks brilliant. And we've got young receivers with a shot to prove they can keep grinding, even with the vets back. All of this points to one thing. The Commanders are building something real. It's not luck. It's not just a hot start. It's real vision being executed. It's Adam Peters sticking to his plan. It's Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury bringing out the best in their guys. It's young players grabbing their shot. So now let me ask, after everything I just laid out, after all the stats and all the analysis, do you really think Krosky Merritt can keep this up all season? That's the big question. Was trading Robinson really genius from Peters, or did we just luck out with Krosky Merritt? And can McCaffrey and Lane keep producing with McLaurin and Brown back in the lineup? I want to hear your takes. I want to know what you think about all these storylines. Drop your thoughts down below, because we're a community. We're a family, and your perspectives matter. I know some of you will see things differently than I do, and that's what makes this great. If this was helpful, if you learned something, or if you see this team in a new light, I need you to do me a favor. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And share this with other Commanders fans, because this info is way too important to keep to yourself. We're more than just a YouTube channel. We're a family of Commanders fans living and breathing this team. Every like, every sub, every comment helps us grow and bring you more exclusive stuff. You're why I do this, and I want you along for the ride as the Commanders keep shaking up the league. If you're ready for more deep dives, more exclusive news, more content you can't get anywhere else, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single vid. And share this with your friends, your family, anyone who bleeds burgundy and gold. This season is shaping up to be something special, and we're just getting started. Don't miss what's coming, because I promise you, you're going to want to be here for every minute. The Commanders are proving they're not a joke. They're a team to be feared. And remember, hail to the Redskins.